Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of the Orlando World's Sunday Showdown round of 64. In this week's edition, we head to Universal's Islands of Adventure and Magic Kingdom for a match between the Incredible Hulk Coaster and Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. Let's take a brief look at both these attractions. The Incredible Hulk Coaster is a B&M roller coaster located in Marvel Superhero Island at Islands of Adventure. It opened with the park on the 28th of May 1999. The coaster is 110 feet tall, with a 104-foot drop, as it blasts its way frantically around the 3,700-foot track, reaching speeds of up to 67 miles per hour. The Incredible Hulk Coaster has 7 inversions, which have you perplexed as you swing through the air, making various sharp twists, in a raging motion. The attraction is one of the most popular attractions in the park, mostly due to its intensity, making the ride one for thrill seekers. The coaster has a unique track which towers over the skyline within the park, where it features a zero-G roll, a cobra roll, 2 corkscrews and 2 vertical loops. The ride feels incredibly intense and powerful with its varied track layout, as it hits over 1G straight from the launch tunnel. The Incredible Hulk does a great job of thrilling riders, particularly from the front row, where the ride experience is heightened, with the force that the coaster produces, taking the fear factor to the next level. Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor is a theatre show located in the Tomorrowland area of Magic Kingdom. It opened on the 2nd of April 2007 as a replacement for the Timekeeper attraction. The show is a comedy club-style attraction, which is hosted by characters from the Monsters Inc. and Monsters University movies. The attraction is purely screen-based, with the monsters on screen able to interact with the audience, with cast members voicing certain monsters in the show, making each show unique, as the show doesn't follow a strict script-based show. Although segments are at times pre-recorded, the technology used is extremely advanced, so that when the cast members talk, the monsters' movements and speech on screen reacts incredibly well to what is being said. Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor isn't the most thrilling of attractions, but it does offer a few laughs throughout, but is more geared towards children, although adults will appreciate the show as well. Now let's get into the first of a series of 5 rounds, to determine which attraction is the best from these 2 competitors this week. Let's head into round 1. The Incredible Hulk Coaster is quite possibly the most visual sight when entering Islands of Adventure, as it towers into the park skyline. The iconic ride structure, which stands at over 110 feet tall, with a track span of over 3,700 feet, is the marquee attraction within the Marvel Superhero Island area of the park. The unmistakable Hulk green, which covers the aggressive-looking track layout, instantly being recognizable as the highly themed Hulk ride. The theme is set to a lab, where Thaddeus Ross is conducting experiments on riders, to erase arch whether they possess the same traits which created Bruce Banner's Hulk. This takes place through the queue area, where you pass by gamma radiation equipment, and see lots of lab type of theming. On the ride, the music and sound effects blast out from the headrest speakers, as you blast out of the 100-foot launch tunnel, themed to the gamma core, which lights and laser effects. The ride itself is designed to feel as though you're the Raging Hulk, with a high-octane chase around the track, which unleashed incredible forces as it twists and bends sharply at various points throughout the ride. The Incredible Hulk Coaster isn't the most highly themed of rides, compared to other rides within the park, but it captures the Marvel character beautifully, and with the ride being so much fun, the theming and storyline is more than enough, as the ride more than makes up for any shortfall. The Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor is a theatre showcase, with the premise being that of a comedy club theme. It isn't the most highly themed attraction, as it is essentially just a theatre room, with large screens, but it is designed well, and does give the impression that it was constructed with the monsters in mind. It's bright and colourful, and quirky, typical of an attraction aimed at families and younger audiences. There are some cool effects and props before entering the arena, with the likes of a monster vending machine and other fun items and props. During the show, monsters take to the stage, entertaining you with some comedy sketches. The story goes that Mike Wazowski has opened a comedy club after monsters have discovered that they can laugh. The goal of the attraction is to fill up a laugh meter throughout the show, as the monsters on screen interact with the audience, with the use of some advanced technology which makes the monsters fully interact with guests as well as some scripted scenes. The attraction is fun, and themed really well, but isn't themed as highly as the Hulk. It does offer a lot more involvement which keeps its score high. But in round 1, the Incredible Hulk coaster smashes into the lead as we head into round 2. The Incredible Hulk coaster is one of the most popular rides at Islands of Adventure. It regularly has long wait times to ride, and being one of a few major attractions near the entrance to the park, it is often extremely busy most days. The ride uses several trains when at capacity, with 8 cars per train, accommodating up to 32 riders per train, bringing in a maximum hourly capacity of 1,920 riders per hour. It is one of the higher capacity rides at Islands of Adventure, and offers both express pass and also a front row queue, which often adds to wait times, but it is worth the added wait. The Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor is a typical theatre attraction within Disney parks, and is operating on average a couple of times an hour. In the theatre, guests are seated in long rows on large hard benches, with plenty of room. Each show accommodates up to a few hundred people per show. Between the main show and queue area segments, the show has an average early capacity of approximately 1,000 guests per hour. The capacity is standard for most descent theatre-based attractions, where a similar setup is used throughout most of these attractions. So in round 2, again the Hulk coaster takes the point, smashing into a 2-point lead going into round 3. The Incredible Hulk coaster is a fast-paced and extremely powerful coaster. It hits speeds of up to 67 miles per hour and hits 4 G-forces at points. Its speed and power means it traverses around the track quickly. Even though the coaster has a decent ride time compared to similar rides, it clocks in a ride duration of 2 minutes and 15 seconds. The Incredible Hulk ride is exhilarating, and is certainly one of the better thrill rides at Universal Orlando Resort. However, the 2-minute ride time does feel particularly short, given that the coaster hits high speeds and excessive G-forces. It's a very enjoyable 2-minute ride, and well worth the wait. It would be even better had it been a little longer in track length. In contrast, the Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor show is typical of most seated theatrical shows within theme parks. It lasts an approximate 15 minutes in length, although the length can somewhat vary depending on the interactions between guests and the monsters on screen. The attraction lasts for an appropriate amount of time. It's fun, giving a few laughs for kids and adults, and is entertaining enough to keep you interested for the duration. So in round 3, Monsters Inc. claw a point back, taking us into the penultimate round. The Incredible Hulk coaster has been in operation since Islands of Adventure opened its doors for the first time, and has been one of the marquee attractions for Universal Orlando Resort ever since. Its popularity has so been consistent, that it has remained one of the most important attractions for the park for over 2 decades. The coaster closed for almost a year in 2015, with a major refurbishment of the attraction, where the queue elements were upgraded and the full track was replaced, making the ride much smoother. For 21 years, Hulk has been a vital ride for the resort and for park guests, and will continue for hopefully another 20 years. Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor was the replacement attraction for the Circle Vision 360 attraction, which operated from 1994 until 2006. Monsters Inc. has seen its mix of varied feedback over the years, but what is notable for theatre attractions is they offer guests a chance to take a break away from the heavy crowds and hot or inclement weather, while being able to watch an enjoyable show for a brief few moments. Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor has been entertaining guests for over 13 years, and with the technology used within the attraction, it would be very easy to adapt, making it more suitable for audiences and modern trends should it be needed, meaning the longevity of the attraction is good. So in round 4, being around for over 2 decades, the Incredible Hulk coaster takes the point going into the 5th and final round. The Incredible Hulk coaster is an intense, high-speed roller coaster ride. It is as good a thrill ride as many other coasters, and certainly isn't for the faint-hearted. The ride benefited from a recent refurbishment a few years back, adding some nice touches, keeping things fresh and increasing the thrill factor a little. However, advances in ride technology even in the last few years has already meant that some newer roller coaster rides are now capable of improving on elements that made the Hulk ride incredibly popular. Meaning although the Hulk ride is still a fantastic attraction, there are now other roller coaster attractions which are just a little bit better. The Incredible Hulk coaster though, within Universal Orlando Resort is one of the must-ride attractions for park guests, as it is a thrilling, fun-filled torrent of power that is still one of the best rides within the Orlando area. The coaster has raised the bar for a number of years for roller coaster rides, and currently still has one of the best track designs anywhere in the world. The Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor is a fairly standard theatre attraction, which uses a fairly tried and tested formula. The attraction is a light-hearted comedy sketch show, and is fairly enjoyable for a brief few moments, keeping everyone entertained. Despite being a family-friendly comedy show, it isn't the most exciting or thrilling of attractions, but is good fun. The theatre show is appropriate for its intended audience, for whom it might be a little more exciting. However, it just isn't on the scale of thrill factor of the Incredible Hulk coaster. So in the 5th and final round, the Hulk coaster takes the point to end the contest. Which means, looking at the results, the Marvel Superhero Island attraction wins convincingly this week. Sadly though, the family attraction, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor drops out of the competition. The attraction is worth a look if you want to take a break away from the busy park crowds, although thrill seekers may want to give it a miss. It's fun, and worth checking out if you have younger kids. The Incredible Hulk coaster advances to the next round. Join us next time, where we go back in time to Universal Studios and Magic Kingdom, where Back to the Future goes head-to-head with Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid. See you next time. Have you seen our photo flashback video series featuring this week's attractions? You can check the links in the description down below. We hope you enjoy this video. Please support us by subscribing to our channel. You can find us on social media platforms. Find us on Facebook and Twitter at Orlando Worlds, and on Instagram at The Orlando Worlds. Thanks for watching.